right, so I recently had a customer reach out to me to tell me that he's looking for a good option to keep in his drinks and food cool on the boat. This boat's pretty unique. There's not a lot of space or room on the boat for a cooler, so they want something built in. So I did a little research and found out that Engel has this new product that's actually a rollout freezer cooler. So I'm gonna get Steve up in his boat to take the front hatch out to see what we have to do to get this fridge freezer installed in the cabin of the boat.
I'm doing some work on a protector boat from New Zealand. I call them bubble boats because they get like a bubble around them. And Brian just brought me this Engel refrigerator freezer. It actually is a pretty cool spot where he wanted this in this particular boat because it is in the cabin and you got like bunk seating on each side and you can reach down and just slide this thing open, get a cold drink out or your cold sandwich. But I've got to make sure it's going to fit. So I pop off the little hatch where it's going to go and I take some measurement and I said, yeah, it will fit in there, but we're going to have to raise it up from the original cut of the hatch size. So I'm going to have to enlarge the hole. And boy, this bulkhead that I've got to cut, boy, these protector boats, they're made, you know, to run in 30-foot seas with no problem. So I've got like 3.5 inches of fiberglass wood to cut through. You could probably drop this boat off a 10-story building and it won't affect the structure of it.
All right, so while I got Steve out there cutting out that forward bulkhead, I'm gonna work with Richie on the inside here and start to make a custom trim bezel. So to get this project started for Rich, I told him that he had to build a template from the forward part of the bulkhead. I wanted him to do this out of cardboard because I didn't want him to experiment with a piece of 3/4 inch starboard, which costs a lot of money. He was able to build the template pretty quick. After he had the template fitting perfect, he was able to put it on the starboard, transfer it over, cut his piece, and fit it into the boat. It actually fit really nice. Then he was able to measure and mock up where the fridge freezer was gonna go. After we got the fridge fit in place, we were able to measure out and figure out where our vents were gonna go. The main reason for this trim bezel was to build in the ventilation and add a custom touch. Richie had no idea what I had in mind, but I knew that I was gonna go ahead and rabbet the back of these slots that we put in for the ventilation and then put a screen and staple it from the back side. It just gave it a really nice custom touch and it didn't look like someone just mounted and screwed a vent to the face of the bulkhead.
Now that I've got my hole cut, I got my bezel at the same time. So now I'm going to mount the bezel up to the refrigerator. It looks good, trimmed perfectly. So now I'm going to make my wire connections. Just 2 wires, DC operated refrigerator. 2 wires each. I'm going to make my connections. I'm going to heat shrink them down. Now we're going to slide it up permanently into the compartment it's going into, and then I'm going to secure the bezel to the existing bulkhead that it's attached to. And this refrigerator ain't going to go nowhere. But I can't wait to see how well this thing functions. It's like on a drawer, it slides in and out. It's got a lock to where it's not going to fly open by itself. Can't wait to see the performance of it.
All right, so after the installation of this fridge freezer, I think me and Steve both realized how simple and easy this installation was. I could see me installing these in a lot more boats. This thing, the function and the fit was pretty simple and easy. I didn't have to go ahead and add this custom trim bezel, but it was just something I wanted to do. This refrigerator has only been on for a couple hours and it's ready. This thing's ice cold and it's only running off of 12 volts. I think that's pretty incredible.